Can you guys believe this day is finally here? We are on College Football 25. It is day one, opening day. We've been waiting for 11 years, everybody. And it's about time for the torch to be passed from the legendary NCAA Football 14. We now have College Football 25, 11 years later. And the hype has been unreal building up to this game, as everything I've seen so far has impressed me. The detail in the presentation, the players, the likenesses, the team traditions, and staying true to those schools. And then talking about what they did for Dynasty mode, recruiting, transfer portal, all that good stuff. I cannot wait to play. We're going to get into my very first games of College Football 25 today. Probably just play now as I get a chance to play for the very first time. And then we're going to also talk about what my plans are with Dynasty, as I will be launching new series. And I am very, very excited to start making some fresh content for you guys. A lot of stuff in the works. I've been thinking about it a lot and picking out different teams that fit what I want. Optimizing, plans for doing these series, and I just really cannot wait to start. All right, let's make sure I got some settings locked and loaded here. Just in case there's any licensed music, I have like all the music stuff turned off. I'll have to see what each slider actually holds. Certain games from EA contain things that others don't. But I'm planning on trying out Heisman difficulty. And we'll just play like 5-minute quarter games so that we can get a feel for the a bunch of different teams. You don't have to play like super long games or anything. Just taking a look at like the sliders. Looks like it's the same options that we get in Madden. It seems like no team builder until the 19th. So we'll talk about that more come Friday then. The end of the week, or Thursday, whatever day we actually launch. But I was thinking earlier about what my first game would be here on the new College Football 25, and I think we need to throw it back to a couple of the teams that I've covered on this channel before. I think we need to do a little UTSA versus Minnesota. Who do you guys want me to play as? We'll do some other matchups, and we'll just get a feel for the game today. Looks like you guys want to see me play as UTSA. All right. We're going on Heisman. I'm not sure what to expect difficulty-wise, but here we go. Anthony, I appreciate that super chat. A lot of you have been here for a long time, and I got so many messages over the past handful of days leading up to the game. A lot of support talking about the old series that you guys loved, and just a lot of support. I really appreciate it. This game, this series really is a big part of what I've done, and I've never been the biggest college football fan, but I love playing Dynasty. You guys know that. I've had some incredible Dynasty series on the channel. I'm looking to expand over to the second channel with a new series, and we'll talk about that. It will be with the Miami Hurricanes. But on the main channel, I think I have also found the team there. So here we go. UTSA in Minnesota. It's a pretty even matchup on paper. And here is the start of our newest journey, everybody. How do I do the power? Oh dear. It's a short kick returned from about the 14. Did I have to hold it there? I just pressed the button. Ooh, I like that intro right there. I like the player profile on Darius Taylor. And so here's the new play call screen. We're going to have kind of a field view in the upper left, shows a replay. We got various things they're going to show us in the top right. In this case, it is the quarterback matchup. And there's just a whole lot of information given to us here. We don't need to go double A gap on the very first snap. Minnesota, this is about right for how they would call their first play. It is a little run that bounces outside for the first down. Minnesota should have one of the best tackles in the league here. We got Ariante. I forgot to say his last name, but I know he's like their best player. I think best player in this game. Yeah, I should probably think about where I want my camera as we're going to stuff that run. What do you guys think would be best here? I mean, no matter what, it's going to be blocking a little bit of something. Where does it show? Okay. I'm getting used to where they put all the stuff here. I want to see, like, what personnel they're coming out in. Ooh, a little screen here and cutting it inside. Nice pickup. So I wanted to test something out right away. Like, you guys know when I'm playing Dynasty, I don't like to user on defense. I try to make things mostly about the players. So, you know, I'm not going to run around and try to user pick stuff. It's just not what I want to do. But for a long time now, I've been forced to kind of control a D lineman because if I hold L1... Well, that seemed fine, and that's intercepted. I got my first interception before throwing one, and UTSA is going to take over. Should I go top right here on the camera for now? You guys can let me know if you like it up there. Oh, yeah, I wanted to check out Super Sim as well. You know, this is a feature that I've used quite a lot on the second channel for my dynasties there. So I'm just going to watch one play then, just to see how it operates here in this game. I like having the CPU experience where I can focus on managing the team, but have the option to watch games in the broadcast view. And I hadn't seen anybody talk about this. It's a very niche feature, but look at it here on display. We're ready to rock, guys, on the second channel with the Miami Hurricanes Dynasty. And we'll talk, maybe I will tell you who my team is here on the main channel, but let me get my first plays of offense in as the bank is rocking. We're going to start it. Ooh, how about this? Man, I like that up-close camera, man. I really think that's sharp. Give me a little pistol here. Do we have any zone reads out of this? Not in this package, anyway. I'm getting used, like, the routes look so weird because they're, I don't know, like, the way the plays are so big there. All right. There we go. First down and falling ahead to the 20-yard line. How many throws do y'all think it's going to take for my first interception to happen? Like, my big focus was don't do it on your first throw. That's embarrassing. First down. And we're going to the air. I don't even know how to throw. Knocked away. I don't know yet what passing I want to use on this game. Like, the classic passing on Madden hasn't felt great the last year or so with just, it feels like they really made the accuracy. I struggle to know if I think it's too much or not, but I guess I was willing to try out the new passing in this game. Got a double team on the outside, and not much on that run. I'm actually going to have to open it up here and try to make a play. Been really curious, too, about the playbooks and if we'd see a lot of new stuff. I mean, we got RPO, read Y flat. That looks like something I'd like. The play art just looks very, like, stretched out nearly. Looks like they're doubling my receiver on the left. I don't know about this one, guys. We're going outside, and he caught it! Touchdown! A low throw. I had that one in the red. And I got my first touchdown in college football 25. Let's go, UTSA. I'll do my best to stay up on the super chats. I'm not really planning on pausing to read a bunch at one time. I will try to get to all of them. I appreciate all the super chats. Cameron says, just threw a pick six on my first play ever. We are so back. And for it to really be back, you got to blame it on the quarterback. It wasn't you. New kick meter as well. Still getting kind of used to that. You're going to have the best college football 25 content, hands down. Nate Bell for Road to Glory. Appreciate that, Harley. Nate Bell would be an awesome player to bring back in some capacity as I screw up the kickoff a second time. I'm sure I'll get it right next. I came for the Kane Gun Show. Hey, it's a sleeveless summer. That's all I got to say. Go for ball again. I expect a lot of running out of them. And now a shot downfield. And he dropped it. Wow. I like that shot, though. I mean, that was a good attempt out of Minnesota. Yeah, it would have been cool, John, to see Kalispell be one of the FCS teams, but no sweat over here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He did catch this one. Notice in the upper right-hand corner, we have some wear and tear already on our cornerback here, Morris. And wear and tear is one of those things I've been so excited to see. Chris, you already threw an interception in 2 passes. A touchdown before an INT, that's an improvement. You bet it is. Facing pressure. Down he goes. Sacked. You're the GOAT, Kane. I know you're going to cook with this game. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Reggie Carter would have gotten home on you there. Undisputed defensive GOAT. Oh, man, he was good. Ooh, how about this? The little stat update there on the replay. You know, one of the first things I look for in these games is, like, what are they giving to me presentation-wise that I can incorporate into my video editing, into thumbnails. I love those little touches. And that's something Madden has just really lacked for a long time. Like, the presentation is an afterthought in that game. Oh, there was a read option here. All right, I have no idea if our quarterback can run, but no, we're going to audible out of this. I don't like the look. We zoom it in, and we're going across the middle. He caught it. Wow. How about that, guys? Got the shot of it there in the upper left. Man, I really love seeing those replays like that. Hanging on to it. You know, I should try some no huddle. That's a good call. We got to try a little bit of everything here. Little stretch. Nice job by the receiver there. And now let's try some no huddle. So I know there are different types of no huddle in this game. There's a couple different tempos you can play with. This is just whatever is default. Ooh, little quick hitter on the outside. First down, Roadrunners. So where do I have my coach adjustments here? You can adjust your tempo. Ooh. So if I just have no huddle here, will it do it automatically? So I'll just do like a little gun run, and then we'll see if it automatically goes into no huddle. Motion and inside zone. I don't want to score. I want to try the no huddle out. So it just did it automatically. I didn't have to press anything there for it to summon no huddle. So that's a cool option. I'm playing on Heisman right now. I should let some of this stuff play out too so we can see the presentation. And I also don't actually want to use no huddle right now. A very successful first quarter, I'd have to say. Look at Minnesota, the way they're clogging up the A-gap there. You know, they psyched me out right there. Delay a game. Oh, custom stems. Yes, we will talk about that when it makes some sense. Like, let me run a play here. I haven't interacted with this before, but you can set the depth of the route. In this case, I want him to run his out route maybe a couple yards into the end zone. And let's see if we can get a touchdown off of it. We're under too much pressure. I got to get rid of it. Ooh. Kind of like that. Like I kind of want to watch that one back because I got hit, but I was able to kind of maintain balance and still get the throwaway off. So there's the scramble. Yeah, that little missed tackle. This looks pretty smooth, guys. I gotta say, I'm really liking the animations and everything so far. Is this Josh McCown's son for real? Of course, it was the first thing I thought of when I saw his name was McCown. Second and goal. Over the middle and incomplete. I actually wasn't 100% sure of his route. I thought he might stop there in the middle. Have I become a fan of a team in real life from any of my series? You know I'm always going to pull for UTSA after doing that series. I can't say I know, like, I don't follow college football super closely. I've always wanted to, but honestly, I think it would be a lot easier with a college football game to help me learn players and just kind of know the league a little better. And look what we got now. So that drive stalls out in the red zone, and ooh, a little shaky kick meter there. Oh dear, I missed my first field goal. I just missed a chip shot field goal. What? What is going on with that kick? Shades of Blair Walsh in the playoffs against the Seattle Seahawks. This was a similar length of kick. I don't know if it was in the same end zone, but it almost did the same exact action. Wow. All right, what do we got now? I'm expecting more ground and pound out of Minnesota. I'm not even used to the CPU running the ball. You know how it's been on Madden the last few years. Everybody runs the air raid now. And I appreciate all these super chats that continue to roll in. Let me try to get to more of these while I'm on defense. And I still wanted to see if I can get by without actually controlling my defenders. For instance, if I just hold the deep safety here. This is what happens if I don't press anything and I'm on Heisman. He's standing completely still. Next time, I will try it with holding L1. Yeah, I'm feeling like this behavior might be the way Madden is, where that player kind of just runs downhill. You might have to actually user. I don't like usering against the CPU. I prefer to just let the ratings and the players handle everything. So that is similar to the Madden experience, and it's been that way for a few years now. Minnesota not moving the ball too well. Can't wait for everything to come up with this new game and all your series. Appreciate that, Mike. Very excited about the new series I have in mind. I have not done a Dynasty on the second channel with that franchise rebuild format, so very excited to try that and to show some college football love over on that second channel. I've barely done anything college football related over there. Mr. Hurricane, UTSA, Minnesota college football, I have to be dreaming. Hope you are doing well, King. Can't wait for all the content to come. Appreciate that super chat, Reza. Another delay a game. First watch at age 14 with the Vikings on Madden 12. Don't watch much YouTube anymore, but want to say that you're a great guy. Good luck with college football 25. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that very much. And for all of you that have been rocking with me for all this time, man, over a decade since the last NCAA game. First and 15, and the pass caught. Ooh, no, he had it punched out. I really wanted to get a feel for the quick pass game in here because, as a lot of you know, I don't really like the feel of the quick pass game in Madden. Just the whole operation, from the animations to like the route depths, the way the receivers play the ball in the air, the way the defenders attack the football. I don't think that it's felt good. Ball placement there included. Over the middle, and it's caught. Little angle route there as we try to make life easier on third down, and hopefully we can withstand the pressure. I'm going to keep the running back in here. And, oh, it's a fumble. We got it back. Yeah, it's been tough to, usually on Heisman or all Madden, you get a tough time up front with your pass pro. I mean, left tackle there has a rough rep. Was trying to hit the tight end there coming across the middle. So another thing that I'm thinking about is I don't really need to, I don't believe, do like this deep, in-depth slider testing right off the bat. As long as the game feels pretty good, and honestly, so far, it overall has to me, I can figure out a lot as we go. Things have changed a lot over the years in terms of coverage and the offensive line play, so I'm sure I'll need to tweak some things, but is it something where I should wait like 2 weeks to get a series started? It's probably not worthwhile to do that. I've wanted to hit the ground running with Dynasty in this game, and I just wanted to make sure things felt good in my first handful of games, and that there wasn't anything glaring, as a problem that would keep me from getting started. I want to do a Dynasty on both channels. They're very different, types of series. Over here on this channel, as Taylor gets a nice run, but it's because they held, probably. On this channel, you're going to see the more in-depth, we play every game, and it is typically a very big, long series. And on the second channel, the type of rebuild you're going to see is going to be more sped up. And it's going to, we're not going to watch every game because the focus is going to be mostly on team building and what I can do over a long period of time. So to make it, not take forever, we only play a handful of games. We pay attention to all the box scores. It's a format that's worked really well for Madden on the second channel, but I haven't explored on a college football game. And I think Dynasty is a lot more fun than franchise. There's so many more team building opportunities, and the possibilities are far more endless to me. Nice throw and catch. But I would ideally like to get both of those series up and running as soon as possible. I don't know. Minnesota might run it here, and they will get another nice pickup. Very curious in the run-pass splits we end up seeing. I'm just not used to the CPU committing to the run, as I've talked about. Been watching you and SGU since NCAA 13. Thanks for keeping us sim gamers entertained all these years. Yeah, I should mention, I try to have a very sim-style feel. I forgot there's 2-minute warnings now in college football. That's weird. I do love realism and simulation-style sports, and that's why you'll see me do things like not usering a whole lot on defense outside of the D-line, because I want my players to ultimately be the reason we win or lose as much as possible. I will definitely throw some bad interceptions that cost us games, but that is besides the point. I aim for a realistic feel, and it's what's made sense to me since I was 8 years old, grinding Madden 2001 franchise mode, since I was grinding NFL 2K2 on the PlayStation 2. Alex, thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you for the kind words. Cannot believe we finally got this game. We've been talking about it for so long. I'm used to talking about it as like a thing down the road. We'll see eventually. And so now that thing is actually here. And not only that, it looks like it's, a game that was worth waiting for. I have not seen a review yet. When we get to halftime, I will hopefully remember to not immediately simulate. We'll see. Are you going to create a team? Assuming there's nothing wrong with Team Builder, I've just been a little worried about that because they've been very silent on the topic. I would like to create Kalispell and have that as an option for people to use or to, ooh, that's a deep shot downfield, and it's knocked away. I want to make Kalispell again. I want them to at least exist, have it be an option to use. Hi, kitties. But I want to recreate Kalispell from the Season 1 point if I can. Any idea what sliders will be like? Impossible to say right now. That's a shot at the sideline. Knocked away. The field feels big right now to me. Ooh, backspin punts, normal and sky kick. We'll have to try out some different punts. This one's going to be returnable from the 45. Ooh, a little hurdle in there. Yeah, Team Builder's not going to be active until the official release, which is going to be later this week. Isn't it the 19th? I appreciate that, Javar. Thank you for enjoying the content, as Minnesota will have to burn a timeout. It wouldn't be Kane without a game-losing interception. It's why we love him, and some of us has watched for 14 years and counting. At this point, I mean, for those of you that have watched for a decade, I have to assume you enjoy the interceptions. Because why else would you stick around? Yeah, Friday the 19th is going to be Team Builder, so, I would like to get that created. It's not going to be like my highest priority, but I want to at least get that made and have that be an option for people to use. Now, my dynasties may already be started by the time that comes out. So I don't know if it's going to be part of my dynasties. I don't want to delay for this Team Builder. That's a big unknown when I'm not even going to be using them. But I do want them made and have the option to do something with them down the road. Long field goal, try offline. And we'll take over with good field position. Will your team for this channel be a 1 or 2 star level team? I honestly don't know their star. I know they're probably a 1 or 2. But what I've been debating is, do I take a team from a smaller conference and try to build them up and move them, as I've done before? Lob that. Downfield, he's open! Yes! Touchdown! Single coverage, and we fly over the top of them Gophers for a score. How about that throw? That wobbler that was perfectly placed. So I was debating over using a very small school with a 1 or 2 star level program versus, say, a team that's in a larger conference but typically isn't, a big winner. And I've been focusing on the northeastern portion of the country because I've used UTSA, and I've moved them to the Big 12. I've used Minnesota, so I've been in the Midwest with the Big 10. I've used Kalispell and gone to the Pac-12 against those East Coast teams. But an area I haven't really explored a lot is the Northeast, kind of ACC territory. Now, I'm using Miami on the second channel, so I really didn't want to do 2 ACC teams. But I was curious if I could find a team that would fit somewhere in that area. And I believe I have the right team. Perhaps we'll talk about them at the end of this game. Minnesota, 10 seconds left. Pressure will force the throwaway. 8 of 12 now for Brosmer. And that one is pretty much a throwaway as well. They're going to come out in the Hail Mary now because there's only 3 seconds remaining. Let's bring a little extra then. Bring 6. Not getting this pass off cleanly, hopefully. So they like that play here. That's one of the get in range plays in Madden that we've seen. Sometimes they throw that instead of the Hail Mary. Ooh, player spotlight. That is nice. Show me a highlight. Show me that touchdown catch. The first one, or the second one. Got some halftime highlights. Recruiting in the Northeast region is going to be hard, and that's, what I'm looking for. Like, I've considered some teams in, the SEC territory that are smaller, but I know that it's still a great place to recruit, and I want a bit of a challenge. And if I have Miami, I already have, a school in that region. So, I'm looking to cover my bases and have a couple, 2 very distinct, different experiences. Miami's obviously a big program, and you could see me probably winning with them early, but I still think that with a college football playoff and how many great teams there are, there's getting to the point of being, ranked and competitive, and then there's being a national championship contender. So there's still something to build with Miami. I wanted to complement that with a larger rebuild, a team that would need to go further, a team that would recruit in a different region and play in a different conference. That's a little swing screen outrunning him to the edge. That felt nice. Owen McCown is the quarterback. Gameplay feels good, guys. I'm liking it so far. Nice. What about if I want to, like, substitute a running back here? We got, go back to this menu and then triangle. Can I put other players at other positions now, I'm wondering? Wow, there's a lot of options here. We know in previous NCAA games, you could pretty much put anybody anywhere. And I've wanted them to not really be limiting here. I want the option to play like a receiver in the backfield or a running back at receiver, but I'm not seeing the ability to put like a receiver there. So something to look at. I wish that there was more freedom. Now, I'm not saying there is no freedom. You can play a receiver at corner. There's definitely some options here. But I think like running back would be a spot where I'd like options. You got your sub linebacker, you got your specialist positions as you see in Madden these days as well. And I want to try some plays that traditionally don't work that well. Like, this jailbreak screen tends to take a long time, and I think we actually have a really good look to call it here. Oh, he came around. Justin Wally there on the tackle. Let's go check that one out. Okay, he's running forward right away. Yeah, no issue making that play. And then I'm expecting there should be like a lot of like fake special teams plays and trick plays. I've seen a couple already that look really cool. I'll try to hunt some of those down. Minnesota still with the inside zone. Okay, here I can flick the right stick to the right and I can get previous play information. Pre-snap here. I think we have a few extra options, matchups, composure, wear and tear. I am curious to see some of the wear and tear and just... You know, we've played a couple quarters. Let's see where they hold that kind of information. I would guess... I don't know about injury report. No one's injured. Is there a spot where I can just check that out? Coaching? Okay, so if you're here on the depth chart and you flick the right stick to the right, you can see the wear and tear for everybody. I'm just curious if anybody has any sort of wear and tear. I know we saw a cornerback earlier, but we're also fresh out of halftime, so... maybe those players are doing fine if it's minor. So we have our left end has a little bit of wear and tear on the elbow. Our defensive tackle here, he's actually getting like 3 areas that are causing some negatives. What's the big challenge? Getting the Raiders a Super Bowl or trying to keep up with both Madden 25 and College Football 25 content this year? You know, I'm going to go all in here on college football right away. We've all been excited for this game. It's fresh. It has a lot of features we're not expecting to see in Madden, like this wear and tear. So that looked nice. I don't know what Madden's going to look like this year. If I'm doing 2 dynasties and I'm playing baseball on the second channel, I don't know what there's going to be time to do on Madden. I don't know that I'll do a big Madden series this year, especially if college football is just a definitively deeper and better experience for franchise and Dynasty. I'm not worried about it. As long as this game delivers, we'll figure it out. Yep, I did slow sim earlier. It was great to see that. Just to know it's an option. Wow. I'm really happy that we've come to a point where these games on default settings can have like competitive pass coverage. Because for years, coverage was just so like an afterthought. Who remembers the tight end corner routes always breaking wide open and not really seeing those bang plays? What I call natural incompletions. I felt like a lot of the incompletions in the older Madden games or NCAA games would be, you know, some overthrows or throwaways, interceptions, throws with bad timing. But sometimes it's just competitive and, you know, natural incompletions. 9 of 16 and 10 of 17. I want to shed a tear right now at these completion percentages. All right. We got to see some trickery in here somewhere, right? Concepts. You got to have like a trick play. Play type? Pass? Quick pass? Let me burn a timeout here so I don't have another delay of game. Ooh, I'm a fan of this one. This play was good in the older NCAA games, but I don't even know if there is one in Madden. I don't know. The wide receiver mid-screen. Give me that. I think this can work. I think that can work in this game. Big fan of the mid-screen. That was a Kalispell Dynasty staple, y'all. I got to try some quick passes, too. Like, I don't like running stick in Madden. I think stick is too risky. Look at that. Look at that. Big man. Still going. The tight end, Oscar Cardenas. Let's go. Man. I'm having a really good time with this game. As far as like my first games go on a new title, just playing on like a default difficulty regular game, this feels better than like my first game on past Maddens and such. Ooh. We got an injured running back on the field. Wow, that's severe. We need to make sure he gets a chance to heal up. So I have the option of keeping him in there, but look how much worse his ratings are. Minus 13 on break tackle, minus 10 on the trucking. It's his left arm, so it's also affecting his carrying. Wear and tear, man. This game, man. You want your moment, Henry? You got it. And we're breaking outside. Henry! First down, UTSA. Robert Henry. Oh, he's got a few carries. I've gotten him in there. All right, guys. I don't know if Robert Henry's got an arm, but we are about to find out. This has to be a backwards pass because this one is going to go over their heads. Oh, no! Intercepted! And that's how it happens. First interception in college football 25 because I'm trying to throw a running back pass across the field deep. All I'm going to say is, like, Josh Allen would have made that throw. I wouldn't have this any other way. How does the gameplay feel? Really nice. Really smooth. I think they've done a good job of making it feel smooth and quick. And I'm impressed overall with coverage interactions. And this is default Heisman. To me, football games have rarely ever been like out-of-the-box playable for what I'm looking for in an experience. I always have to tinker with something. And I'm not saying I won't tinker with stuff here. But, like, I think this is playing pretty good. Minnesota's offense hasn't been all that impressive. Like, I do want to see if maybe the CPU needs a boost somewhere. Maybe it's with the blocking or whatnot. But I'm not making that decision after one game. But I do think things feel very nice. Hawaii, ECU, or Coastal Carolina for my Dynasty? I say go with Hawaii. Caught. What's Hawaii's conference nowadays, anyway? Are they still Mountain West? You got to run the air raid in honor of Colt Brennan and all the great years he had there. Yeah, when I think of Mountain West, I think of Hawaii. We're in control. I say we bring a little extra pressure here at the Gophers. Bringing that heat. Not getting home in time. The deep shot is knocked away. We head to the fourth quarter. Thank you for all the feedback, everybody. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, you might notice that you cannot participate in chat unless you've been subscribed for 5 minutes. It's kind of my way of handling like bots and stuff like that and people who spams. So I make it so people can't talk in chat unless they've been subscribed for at least 5 minutes. And I make it so you can't send messages more than once every 6 seconds. Another long field goal. Minnesota's kicker, I mean, he's got a heck of a leg. And there has not been a lot of made field goals in this contest. The Gophers are 1 for 3. Glad I was here to see Kane's first interception of the year. And what an interception it was. What a great interception that was. And I did it in the name of science for you guys. I did that interception for you. I made that mistake so you don't have to. Little screen. Ooh. And that's one thing I don't think NCAA 14 did all that well was the screen game. I feel like that game came out when screens were becoming more and more of a staple in a lot of college offenses, and it didn't feel good. You know, the blocking was never reliable enough to lean on a variety of screen plays. And there's just been so much change in the college football world that we sorely needed a lot of updates. And, you know, the RPO game has become a big deal as well. Stepping up. Give him right there. Tight end in the middle of the field has the first down. It's your call, but if you don't do a Madden 25 franchise, it opens up for you to continue the Saints later on. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would want to do that. I still want to do another Saints season, but it's going to be very different. I'm going to probably play the season and then figure out how I want to package it in video form. Uh-oh, I wanted to hand that off. I thought I held the button long enough. Oh, that's right. When you're doing read option, I think you press X to snap and then press it again to hand off, right? I know that there was a little bit of change in how they handled the control. This play's nasty. This is 4 verts, but with a little seasoning on it. We fake that. Tried to get it to him on the flat. It's automatic handoff. You hold to keep. That's right. See, that's why I'm doing it here. I want to make my mistakes now. And then I can make some more in the Dynasty, but at least I can say I tried. Maybe I crossed a couple off. Up top in the end zone. He got it! Touchdown, Roadrunners. Pass interference against Minnesota. I tend to play the latest Madden, yes, but we have not lived in a world where there's a current college football and Madden game in the same year in 11 years. And what I can put out and do at a high enough level to me now versus then, like, the content I make now tends to take a lot more time. Videos are longer is the primary thing. And if I want to already get going with 2 dynasties, I don't know that it's going to be easy to do Madden as well. And I don't know if, you know, Madden's going to be as enjoyable compared to College Football 25. I don't know. I have high expectations now for this game. We'll see, you know, what the Dynasty experience is like. But I know I don't have unlimited time. And I'm going to dedicate a lot of it to this game. So it's really all there is to it. Ooh, traffic, incomplete. Gotta go. I might play some online games at some point this week. I think the best time to play head-to-head is when, like, people aren't watching YouTube videos on the 4 best plays you should run and people are just kind of playing. What's my favorite sport? Football. My favorite team that I follow is the Minnesota Vikings. And then the second favorite team that I follow, nice, hit that cover 2 hole beautifully, would be the Minnesota Twins, because I'm also a big baseball fan. The Timberwolves are over here trying to turn me into a basketball fan. I enjoyed watching their playoff run. I do think the Timberwolves being awful for 20 years led to me not really being much of a basketball fan because I didn't have a team that was worth, you know, getting too emotional over. I don't watch a lot of hockey or anything. I can't say I've ever known much about the sport or anything. I'm open to, you know, giving it a chance, but it really hasn't happened. We always end up getting into August and September with a brand new Madden that I'm obviously spending a lot of time on. And, you know, you get like 2K and FIFA and NHL coming out really not long after. The sports game release window is like baseball in the spring and then everything late summer, early fall. And that's it. So I've just never really found the convenient time to dedicate much to the other sports that I'd like to play more, but time's limited. And when a game is fresh, it gets my attention. Minnesota still eyeing that first touchdown. A lot of time in the pocket, and it is incomplete. Do I play any racing games? I love racing games. I can't say I get like super deep into the same ones, but I enjoy playing like the Need for Speeds, and I enjoy the Forza Horizon games, and I put a fair amount of hours into GT7. And, you know, behind me I have a large collection of games, and in there you'll find, you know, almost every big racing game out there, because it's one of my favorite genres to collect for. Love the old Burnout games. The Dirt series. F1, I started watching F1, must have been about a year ago. I watched a handful of races, and Max won all of them. And I think that led me to lose a little bit of interest. I still think it's an interesting sport. I'd like to... Ooh, he dropped that. I have not tried one of the games before. I don't have any of the F1 games. I need to watch Drive to Survive. I know that was a big deal in kind of boosting the American interest in the sport. Because we're on a new season now. Have there been enough car updates or anything to where, like, it's not just Red Bull winning everything? Max wins by 55 seconds. And who was the other Red Bull driver who isn't as good but would come in second? Like, Carlos Sainz? Is that his name? Like, he'd be like 12 seconds ahead of everybody, while Max is almost a minute up just sleepwalking. Sergio Perez? That's right. That's right. It's super close now. All right. I'm going to step up and run. How about that, McCown? First down. 6 winners in the last 10 races? That's wild. I knew Lewis Hamilton won one of the most recent races. I didn't realize that there was actually like a lot of winners now. Are the cars just a lot closer together now? Like Red Bull's car isn't a rocket ship while everybody else is driving a Ford Focus? Why is Minnesota getting so aggressive here? McLaren has arguably the fastest car now, which they should. They're McLaren. Why would you want to get beat by an energy drink? Like, that's embarrassing. A shot on the last play. Oh, a catch. We pad the stats, and we end it in style. 21-3. Road running all over the Gophers in the first game of college football 25. I don't know what the servers are doing right now. I bet they're probably pretty stressed at the moment. Not a bad first quarterback stat line of the day. I only threw my interception with the running back, so you won't even, you know, no one will remember that. But I do want to try facing a more high-powered offense to see what that difficulty is like, because I felt like I had the lid on Minnesota in this game pretty easily. Hell yeah, let's go. Catching up on more of the Super Chats. Can't wait for what's to come with College Football 25. Much love from New Zealand. Like real New Zealand and not like I changed my Xbox's time so I can play the game early New Zealand. You know, when these games come out, there tends to be a lot of tourism in that area of the world. 53% completion for the Minnesota quarterback. And then Let's see. I was 16 of 25, 274, 3 touchdowns. Not bad, Owen McCown. You played a heck of a game today. And hopefully your dad can help J.J. McCarthy become a great player for the Vikings. Dude, has anybody else's PS5 controllers just been, like, dying super quick now? This is like an hour, 20 minutes, and it's given me the notification. All of a sudden, both of my controllers I use here are barely making it 90 minutes. I did not run the ball much. Wow. What did they do to the controllers? I've been seeing some people have the same issue. I'm not sure how widespread it was. I want to see the rushing stats for Minnesota, not the passing stats. There we go. I do wish this menu was a little bit faster. I like that they give you some more information on the right side of the screen. You want to see some highlights? You want to know if they're deleting all the replays? Unfortunately, they are. So, a lot of these plays, I cannot check the replay. We've seen that in Madden. They don't store a vast majority of the plays. How you doing, B-Ron? You gotten on the game yet? We just got done with my first game in college football 25. 21-3, UTSA beats Minnesota. How are the menus? Pretty clean so far, I'd have to say. There is no option to just watch like a montage of the highlights. I know some other sports games do that. I think it'd be nice here. It's a nice looking game. I wish there was a little montage option, but hopefully down the road something like that can happen. Are the menus laggy like Madden? When I was cycling through stats there, it's not that they were laggy. I think like by design, they were a little slow. Sorry. Got a little tickle in my throat now. The UI is nice. I like it overall. Owen's dad, Josh, is a Vikings legend, signed a Packer fan. I know what you mean by that, Albert. You're wrong for that. Do you know what I was going through in that moment? Was that 2006? When Josh McCown threw that pass to Nate Poole and the worst rule in football caused that to be a touchdown? The push-out rule? 04. I don't think it was 04. Was it? I thought 04 was Culpepper's like almost MVP season. Josh McCown, Nate Poole. 2003. I knew it wasn't 4 because that was Culpepper's almost MVP year. They did go to the playoffs in that year. Yeah, I want to check out Road to Glory at some point. I was thinking about playing with Tim Cannon there because it'd be fun to mess around with him and get a play there at quarterback, or I could try a spot like running back. But today I wanted to focus on playing with a variety of teams. Now, a lot of you want to know who my Dynasty team is going to be on the main channel. I've been thinking of a small school. I've been thinking of going to the Northeast and trying out a new region. And I think I have found the team that fits. So, here's what I have in mind right now. I'm not even going to make y'all wait. Ignore the left side. I've wanted to go to a smaller school, smaller conference, have a large rebuild. You've seen me pick some more mid-tier teams in my series lately. I wanted to pick a larger challenge. And what I have in mind, as we continue to scroll and the anticipation builds and everyone's on the edge of their seat, what do you guys say we take a little trip to upstate New York with the Buffalo Bulls? Who wants some action on the channel? Buffalo is the team that I have had in mind. They have a 64 overall offense, a 73 overall. I think some of their uniforms are nice. I'd love an update to maybe the number font. Maybe the numbers could use a little work. But I've really been intrigued here with the Buffalo Bulls the last handful of days. I thought they fit a lot of what I was looking for. A team that I could take from a very small standing, turn them into hopefully a good powerhouse, and maybe go to the ACC one day. And I know that would be, I'm in the ACC with Miami, but I think that I don't know if I'd be done with Miami by the time I get there with Buffalo, but I have options. And I was looking at the roster last night. I couldn't look at it in game, but I felt like their roster was also a fit because I wanted a team where I'd be able to recruit and basically start playing my guys in year 2 as much as possible. And what I saw when I was looking at their Our Lads depth chart online was that they had a senior quarterback, and a lot of their players seem to have a lot of experience. So, it would be a team that would change a lot. I didn't really want to have a freshman quarterback, for instance, starting. So here we've got the senior. I believe his name is CJ Obana, a senior quarterback at 72 overall. And the only other, underclassmen here would be Richie Watts, a 67. So I think there would be a lot of opportunity to bring in a quarterback early on. Starting running back is a senior running back as well. And then there's a junior. Then a freshman, Lamar Sperling, 71 overall. At receiver, you've got, I think, a couple guys who have transferred in. J.J. Jenkins is a senior receiver. Nick McMillan is a sophomore. I think it was Tajee Johnson might have been a transfer. But I thought this was a perfect team for me to get started with. We can go back to a huge rebuild in a new region. New color scheme, for uniforms we haven't had over here. A new conference, so we'll see a lot of different teams, and we can work our way up to something great. So what do you guys think about the Buffalo Bulls? I appreciate that, Mike. I knew you'd be excited. That's an area of the country, too, I haven't focused on recruiting in past games. The state of New York, what's that got to offer as far as recruiting? College football in New York, I don't think it's that big of a thing. Syracuse? And that would be in the MAC conference. I'm not sure if we can easily see the full MAC somewhere here in game. If I can sort by conference here. I can. So that includes teams like Akron, Ball State. Bowling Green might be a powerhouse in the MAC with a 79 overall. Buffalo at 73. And then Central Michigan. Eastern Michigan. So a lot of Michigans. Kent State. Miami, Ohio. They're an 80 overall. The Northern Illinois Huskies, Ohio. Toledo was also someone I considered, but they were, I think, one of the best teams in the MAC last year. And then Western Michigan. Like, there's a lot of Michigan here. Central, Eastern, and Western, all in one conference. The Western Michigan Broncos. And then maybe we graduate one day, right? Maybe we take a move up to the ACC after building them up. I'm not sure if any other conference would make sense, but that's the big one. The Sun Belt had some teams I also thought were intriguing. Arkansas State, the Red Wolves are kind of cool. Georgia State's also a pretty cool team that I think has some cool uniforms. But I wanted to go to a new region that would have some recruiting challenges. You know, I think that's the kind of rebuild I wanted to kick off College Football 25 with. So on that note, I think we should get into another game. I'm not going to play with Buffalo until we can get that dynasty underway. What if I do random? NC State, UCLA. I want to have a lower team. UTSA again. You know what? Give me Stanford. I just want to play as Stanford. I want to see that big tree in the end zone. And I want to face Colorado. Stanford upset them last year. I want to face Colorado. Let's see how good they are in this game. I'm seeing a lot of people ask when Dynasty mode is playable. Is there something going on I wasn't aware of? Like, I don't see why Dynasty would have issues right now unless you're choosing online Dynasty. I would hope that there is an offline Dynasty option. I don't see any reason why there wouldn't be. And that's what I plan on playing. But I have seen quite a few people say something along the lines of Dynasty and playability problems. So yeah, maybe you're having issues because you're defaulting to online Dynasty. And I'm sure that the servers are pretty stressed right now. Can't wait for the Bulls series. I'm from Buffalo and just transferred there, actually. I went to high school with their top 2 receivers. That's awesome. I know there's going to be some people really excited that I'm getting to like a completely new region. You know, I haven't done anything with, like, the Bills in a series either, and I'm sure there's a little bit of overlap in Buffalo and Buffalo interest. Can anyone explain why Stanford's mascot is a tree? Because every day's Christmas. Y'all know I got to try out, like, tricky plays here. I need Aya Manor, though. He broke out against Colorado last year. He had, like, 270 yards in a game or something. That was a ridiculous night. Oh, I thought that was a handoff to him. DIY stretch reverse. Oh, that's just eye candy. My bad. I'm not smart enough to go to Stanford. I can only play as them in College Football 25. Blitz coming. We're going to get out of there and look to fire this one across the middle, and it's picked. Dion's got these guys ball hawking, and it's intercepted on the first pass of the game. I really enjoy the beefed up presentation. So how much better is the Buffalo's offensive line this year? Give and stuffed. The new passing system has overall felt pretty good to me. What I'm not sure yet is like how accurately it reflects the ability level of your quarterback. I'd like to get into practice and just kind of throw around a little bit and just get a bunch of reps that way. I will probably try classic passing and see if I prefer it, because like when I'm playing Dynasty, I prefer the most ratings-based approach. When I'm playing in MLB, I don't use the reticle for hitting. When I'm playing like 2K, I wouldn't want to use the shot meter. I'd rather just use player ratings. Is there OC Pat Shurmur? I forget. That was a good return. I am playing on Heisman, yes. And the first game I played was a rather easy win. A little RPO. Good tackle, though. My quarterback's cold. Can I get like some info there on the composure? It just says he's cold. I wonder, like, can we see, are his ratings impacted at all? I've been really curious about this composure system and what it actually, like, means in terms of, like, ratings, but not seeing any info there. Ooh, the stiff arm. The run games felt really good when I've done it. I haven't ran the ball nearly enough. And that's one area of NCAA 14 I always liked, was like the feel of the running game. I don't think it like aged great, but I know at the time it was very responsive and you could do a lot of cool things on the sticks. And so far it has felt smooth and enjoyable to run the football. Oof. I appreciate that super chat very much, Harar. I thank you guys for all the support today. As we kick off a brand new year with a new game at last. I'm a punt. Has it felt hard to move the ball or play defense? No, both of those things have felt pretty good on my end so far. I felt like we were pretty strong in that Minnesota game. We won it 21-3. Gophers did not throw the ball all that well. They couldn't run nearly well enough. And so I just wanted to see different calibers of offense and skill players. Big run ripped off by Colorado. And then after facing Colorado, what I'd probably want to do is face like an Ohio State and just see what that feels like. Little fake from Sanders on the money, but it's jarred loose. I love how they're taking shots like that downfield. You guys want a little bit louder audio? I'm seeing that here from one viewer. Would you guys like louder crowd and whatnot. I have no idea what it sounds like on your end. Oh, is that going to be a late hit? Come on, man. That's not smart. All right, I have it a touch louder. I didn't want to go too far. Let me know if this is better. How's the CPU quarterback? So far, I mean, I've seen a little bit of everything. Definitely, you know, play on the safe side when it comes to facing pressure. But the thing that we have to get used to in this game now is that it's going to be more like Madden, where these quarterbacks have traits and they're going to behave a little bit differently. So I've seen the Minnesota quarterback be very quick to throw the ball away when under pressure, but I don't know if every quarterback's going to behave that same way. They have been taking shots downfield, but coverage has been really tight, and it hasn't been easy to convert those plays. 3rd and 5. Good throw and punched out. We're seeing a lot of contested throws. It feels like the contested plays tend to go the defense's way a bit more, at least early on. And another missed field goal. Are all players real or just NIL deal players? There's a lot of real players. I forget like what the percentage would be, but it's mostly real players. Yeah, the tight coverage has introduced a lot of really smooth animations. Like, those breakups look really good. I'm going to try a tricky play here. I know I shouldn't run this, but I want to, okay? I thought that was the reverse play again. DIY zone reverse. I must have screwed it up. That pass on the money. Manor. First down, Stanford. When I see more of the trick plays, I'll try to call them. I'm just not seeing them all the time. For a flea flicker, though, I'd want to be under center. Here's the end of quarter. Well, I think I actually skipped it. Let's do a little ground and pound Stanford football. Got options for different camera angles you can change here on the fly like we see in Madden. Uh-oh. And an injury timeout. I've been streaming here for about an hour and a half. This is my second game that I've played. So if I hit the left trigger here, I'm going to see what my blocking matchups are, who's responsible for who. Got wear and tear, composure, rolling left. Could have thrown that earlier and gotten more upfield. I don't think you can transfer into Madden because they only have the rights to use these players in a college game and not a pro game. So that feature is probably on hold. Look at the referee spot the ball and get out the way. Look at this weird formation. Gonna roll right. Just as I drew it up, touchdown Stanford. Little bobble there, and I gotta see that one again. The tree is so happy. Sam Roche, the tight end. We have this one deflected. He wasn't even the intended receiver, just happened to be there. I love that fake toss animation there. That looks really nice. See, coverage continues to be really tight. I actually hit. He threw it with such force. He took out a Colorado defender by hitting him in the face mask. Check that out. It's a fake! Oh no! And it's intercepted! Everyone's saying look at the left side. The play was designed to the right. I was just following the design of the play, guys. Let's see. We need to go second quarter. Yeah, I could have gone there, but would it have been as cool as this? Bang. So 5+ quarters in, I've yet to give up a touchdown here, right? Because Minnesota only had 3 points, and they had a pass go off a receiver's hands in the end zone. Little screen pass here, that mid-screen to Travis Hunter. Those mid-screens, I can't wait to run more of them. Up the gut now. That's a good run in the third level. They got a lineman there taking out DBs. Sanders, what a throw. That was nice. I like that quick flip animation. Buffalo's starting to get it going on this drive. Play action. That's caught and... oh, a fumble! Stanford! We got it, and we're still not giving up a touchdown. Let's see how they handle the replays of that one. Just when it looked like... I love that. This is you guys after every interception. Just, oh, he's done it again. God, that second hit coming in, that was sweet. I got 2:43 to go. How I can answer my own question just by saying it's to have another built-in commercial break. Is there any other reason to give college football a 2-minute warning? Nope. I understand it stops the clock the way it does in the NFL, but just like, did they need to add it? Third and 4. Stepping up and avoiding that rush. Oh, he can run. Turbo. I didn't hit it fast enough, apparently. On the outside, we got Irwin here. Ooh, Irvin. That was nice. Look at the tree getting into it. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Cedric Irvin over here, 3 catches, 42 yards. We're cooking them. When's the first Dynasty episode? Are we back? Let's see. Oh, that's why they call me Tech Support Kane. We're back. If it happens again, I need to restart my PC. I'll be back for at least 20 seconds, I imagine. I'm just waiting for it to happen again, though. I appreciate that crash that dropped half the viewers that were in this previously. You guys missed. I was cooking them, I swear. This was, I think, the most recent play. Just a little Chris Olave special from the Saints franchise. I hope it don't happen again. So when is the first Dynasty episode? The first Dynasty... Just kidding. The first Dynasty episode, I'm looking to get Miami out tomorrow. As far as Buffalo, I would like to get it up this week. I will, I'm planning on streaming today and probably tomorrow, and I'm getting, just a feel for how the week's going to go. It's kind of an unknown how the first week's going to go with these games. Y'all fell for that? The gameplay wouldn't have been paused. Third and goal, and the trees will... Oh, he couldn't come down with it. Here is the replay of that, man. I just love the animations and everything in here. Try to throw a high one. But that was perfectly played by the defender. Thank you, mate, very much, Tavon. Thank you for the kind words. Hopefully this tree doesn't distract me, but at least I'll have an excuse if I miss. I've hit a field goal in this game. How does it feel compared to Madden? Has some similarities, but to me, this is a smoother experience that feels a little more open and fast. You know, Madden's a little more grounded, and the college game is always meant to feel a little bit faster, and that was even true back in the NCAA football days. But I would say, like, across the board, the game feels smoother. I'm seeing less weird animations that don't make sense. It feels like, you know, whatever physics are in this game are better than the physics that are inside of Madden. More reliable, less wonky animations, warping, and changes of direction that don't make sense. Let's make a poll for Buffalo head coach name. I'm nominating Tech Support Kane. Tech Support Kane is on the case. I don't know. My software had crashed, and I couldn't close it, so we had to do a little Control-Alt-Delete end process. And I don't know, another menu popped up, and I said no. I don't know who the head coach is going to be. I guess I'm curious. There's probably at least one player from my series that is from Buffalo. But that doesn't mean they'd necessarily be my coach. I have not nailed down who it's going to be. I'm assuming a lot of people doing Dynasty content are going to do like a recruiting specialist as coach. So I've thought about doing like a motivator. Maybe if I can have a coach, like I want to see the trees and what they are able, not the Stanford trees. I wanted to see the coaching trees and the skill trees, because I like the idea of having a coach whose specialty is getting the most out of players and developing them faster. I think that'd be fun. As Sanders will fire up the seam, hit the Buffs to midfield. And what happened there? I saw a fumble. Excuse me. Oh, the right guard lined up on the center. This technique is not taught in most practices. What on earth? So that's the first glitch I've seen. We got a player lining up in the wrong spot. You got a massive gap between the left guard and where the center is anyway. Like, things are just screwed up here. I wonder that formation, if I could call that one like a play in that formation again. But it's not showing me what it was. So Colorado's offensive line is still causing problems. Is it a glitch or is it an element of realism? You be the judge. Big run, busting outside. We're having so much more trouble with this run game compared to Minnesota. Let's zoom it in here as Sanders on the screen dumps off for a gain of 3. How many of you are going to be on the game tonight? Sanders is hit and the pass incomplete. Yeah, I've been seeing the CPU break out some moves. That's good to see. Sanders. Oh, a diving catch against the cover, too. That's a tight window there. Very impressed to see a high-rated quarterback make that play. Ooh, a spin now. They are breaking out the moves on me, and I'm in danger of giving up my first touchdown. First and goal, Sanders runs it in. Touchdown, Buffs. Is it worth paying more to play early? I think that answer is different depending on the person. You know, if it's maybe the only game you're going to get for a while and you just want it as soon as possible and you don't mind spending the extra 30 bucks, or if you'll play online and get some use out of whatever bonuses they're throwing your way. In general, I wouldn't say that it's worth it to pay money to play a game early, but I do it when I make content for the game. Also believe I did for Starfield, just because I couldn't wait. I should have had a PC release. I don't know why it didn't. Like, it's the newest consoles only, and most games are developed, you know, for PC, and then things are done to make it playable on the consoles thereafter. So it is a little strange that it's not on PC in this return. So we're not going to have the modding opportunities, and it's going to be just console here in the comeback. Yeah, the modding community did an amazing job for NCAA 14. Like, this game needed some love over the years, and they gave it a lot, as much as they could. Really appreciate all the work that went into it, and there were a lot of really talented modders working on stuff that I couldn't believe in that game. Ooh, close! Nice catch. This is the revamped passing. It's whatever the default is, so it's kind of the way the game is meant to be played. I'm probably going to try out a classic passing game, and maybe I will after this. But I wanted to at least try out the new mechanic before reverting to classic. When are we going to get Cardinals franchise again? This week, I will be very much focused on College Football 25. When I get a break in the action, if that happens, I will look to record. I would say at the latest, probably in a week. But I will attempt to get it out sooner. But it's the week of a brand new game, a game we haven't had in a long time. So it's going to be College Football week. Buying time, and let's take off. I thought about throwing that away instead of running for 15. Can we create a player? Outside of Road to Glory, I don't know. I do think there are some limitations in roster customization because we have a game where their, player likenesses are in the game, but not necessarily every single player. And I think there are some limitations. We'll have to take a look and see what those are. Man, a lot of throw as I'm getting hit here on longer developing runs. How close is this to Madden gameplay? It feels like it's used it as a base, but has its own identity that feels faster, more fluid. Uh-oh. And I think takes it a step further. Oops. I may have panicked. And the handoff now. Gain of 2. Miami Hurricanes on the second channel. I should be specific. I know a lot of you are used to more rebuild-oriented teams. But I've wanted to get different experiences here in this first game right away. So we're going to use Buffalo on the main channel. We're going to use Miami, Florida on the second channel. So 2 very different caliber teams. Both need work in different ways. There'll be different kinds of series as Sanders takes a shot and it's knocked away. It seems hard to go vertical like that. You've really got to lay the ball in over the top because the coverage is too tight to get away with a subpar throw. I am playing on Heisman default. I don't know if there are custom recruits. I will have to verify that, but I thought that there weren't in this game. We got to play some Stanford football here. What have you missed, Isaiah? We've had some good fun so far. I've been impressed with what I've seen. Game is playing good on default Heisman, and I think that it's a game that feels really good. Gameplay is smooth. That's going to be caught. Manor turns it up. Thank you, Decanator, for the 66 months and the kind words. I apologize if I haven't gotten to all the super chats. It's been a little tough to keep up with at times. But even if I'm not reading them on stream, I will read all of them. Looking forward to the new series and hope your Dynasty around doesn't have an Aaron Higdon situation. You know, at the transfer portal, I think that type of story is even more possible than it was back in NCAA 14. The portal's going to be an interesting dynamic. Well, this is cool here. So you can throw the screen, but if that corner plays Manor, I can sneak it over the top to Taylor. But he backs off. Nice little screen wrinkle there. I have not been able to find that triple reverse flea flicker or any like serious trick plays. I'm not sure Stanford's the team to expect that to be in their book. I'm sure I'll do sliders, but right now I'm not worried about like making things. I have to spend, the next 2 weeks doing sliders before a Dynasty starts. I don't think we're there. I think I can start, honestly, probably default Heisman. And guess what? That's exactly where I was in the Minnesota Dynasty. I started off in default Heisman. Oh, nice with it. Let's go. That was a playmaker. I directed the nearest receiver to break back to the right side. I needed somewhere to go with the ball. I had nowhere to throw it until I had him running back this way. And what I love too is it's so smooth when they go to catch the ball. It's not like they're like doing a small warp to a spot to play an animation. It's just fluid. And that's what I've noticed with everything in this game is it is not forcing these awkward animations. It feels like what we've wanted from Madden's animation system. Like, at the end of the day, you have to have animations. You have to be able to branch and chain a lot of interactions that account for physics and size. And this feels really good in that regard. Presentation has looked good. Admittingly, I've skipped through a lot of it because I'm streaming and because I'm trying to keep up with chat and I'm constantly talking. I'm probably not as observant as I will be when I'm just kind of playing solo. But the pre-games have looked good. The crowds on my end, I'm listening to it through some computer speakers. The crowd does sound good. The band sounds good. I like that there are more camera cuts, information in replays. I agree, Albert. I agree. What are you thinking for quarter length? So my new philosophy when it comes to quarter length in my franchise is that I want my games to be about as long as the games are when I simulate in Dynasty or franchise. So I want the stats to match up in that way where I don't just have inflated stats because my games are longer than the CPUs. So I will do whatever gets me to match what is happening in other games. And I understand in college football, I don't know how the sim engine is in this game, but you have some teams that play at such a fast pace and they can have a wildly different plays per game than other teams. But I want to find something that matches what I think is kind of the average. Oh, he broke a tackle and now cuts back, runs into his own man. Dynasty doesn't have accelerated clock, FYI. Really? Accelerated clock has become a staple. Like, NCAA 14 is one of the last games to not have, like, a good accelerated clock feature. Yes, it does. Okay. It does have accelerated clock. Never mind. You might have to just find that in the options. I'm not sure if it's in a spot that's not obvious. Going down. Big time. The play art's a little awkward at times. Like, it's something to get used to here, the way these look. The lines. They're bringing pressure. Oh, he's intercepted. Okay, he broke off of the receiver. Aya Manor and made a nice play there. So let's see. Does it feel like he's psychic on this play? I think that's a pretty good corner that just made that play. But, let's see. His eyes aren't really on the receiver or the quarterback. Once the ball's in the air, here it is at full speed. Not like he had to, like, run a long ways to go make that play. I did throw it right in his back pocket, basically. What's the thought process of running different dynasties on the 2 channels simultaneously? They're going to be... The main thing is that it's going to be different, like, tiers of a rebuild. And so on the main channel, it's going to be Buffalo. That is going to be, like, turning a, you know, either a 1 or a 2-star school into a powerhouse, hopefully. And then that's going to obviously work at a slower pace than what I do on the second channel. And that's one thing I've wanted to clean up, is definitely create more of a difference between the experience on the main channel versus the second. Over the years, my rebuilds have gotten a lot more inflated. We've watched a lot more games, and the pace has slowed down tremendously, which has, I think, made the feel of those kind of come together too much. But really, my rebuild format on the second channel is supposed to be more about the team building than watching, like, all the games. It's supposed to see what we can do when we go over many different years and try out a lot of different things. It lets me kind of experiment more as a team builder because I get to cover more seasons. But if I don't move fast enough, then that doesn't actually happen. So it'll be a very different pacing and a very different, like, type of team. I know in, like, Madden, it can feel very samey because, like, no team in Madden is more than 3 years away from a Super Bowl if they pull the right levers, realistically. Not every team will be rebuilt in 3 years, but every team can be rebuilt in 3 years, unless they gave away all their picks. Game feels good, Leo. I'm definitely enjoying the default games here on Heisman. Feels very refreshing. Oh, intercepted! Oh, I wanted to get a high step. I wanted the high step on Colorado. I don't know how to do it. I don't know all the celebration buttons. I think down the road I'd like to start off as a coordinator, but here initially I want the head coach experience. And my hope also is with the Miami series that it doesn't take me a full year to do what I got to do there. Like, I don't necessarily want all my series to be something that runs for a full 12 months. Yikes. Like, that's something I've been thinking about a lot the last couple weeks, about how I can improve, especially stuff on the second channel, because I've slowly, like, let those get to be a much longer experience, and it's gotten away from what I wanted those to be. The second channel went to sports because I wanted to do things differently than the main channel, but still stay in the sports realm. And I feel like I've just let it kind of get out of control. Good play. For instance, in the Raiders franchise, we were doing 8 episodes a season in the first 2 years. And that's just, I think, I don't know if that was including playoffs, but that's a lot of episodes for that style of series that I'm going for. That's supposed to be more team building oriented. We're watching like half the season play out. Sanders, good throw, but incomplete. The difficulty on Heisman doesn't feel as difficult as I expected. I thought it would feel a little more strong from the CPU, but ooh. The user coverage is very good for what I'm used to on like an all Madden or Heisman difficulty. We're like sticking with them. We're very competitive. They're having to make some very tough throws to hit these big plays. And I've only given up 13 points in these 2 games so far. Looks like Colorado's going to get points on this drive. But so far, my defense has been really performing well. Kicking does seem like it could be a challenge, at least initially as we get to learn the mechanic. I wonder if I will settle in and it won't feel tough here after a little while. But for right now, I'm not sure about any of these kicks going in. Oops, I meant to pick onside kick. I want to see what those onside kicks look like. Same camera angle as in Madden. Oh, he actually got a little hop there, and we do get it. This is exhibition. Just my second game so far. Didn't have to run it here, but one final run. I thought there was an option here to end the game. Oh, the play clock, actually. I need to run one more play. So now in this game, I remember reading in the blogs, I should be able to just hit, like, end the game here. Because the play clock, like, I can run the clock out. I don't know where that would be. Oh, yeah, I probably have to take a knee. Let me take a knee quick. I'm calling a timeout to take a knee. So 10 seconds left. We take a knee. And then it automatically just took us to the end there. And I'm also curious about how many end-of-game sequences we're going to get. You know, it's gotten very stale in Madden. I want to see players meeting at midfield. I want to see more interaction. I think a player of the game should be a staple. Madden does not have players of the game. They did for a while. Then it just inexplicably goes away. Heisman almost looks too easy. Yeah, these two games have not been as challenging. Like, I haven't been trailing for much of these games, and I'm not giving up a lot of touchdowns. Two games in, though, I'm enjoying myself, and I'm 2-0. I haven't really gotten to mess with that feature yet. You're talking about the custom stems where you're able to adjust routes kind of. I wonder if I can do it in practice where I don't have to worry about the play clock and such. But I don't have a first down marker in I probably don't need the first down marker. Let's just try it here. Let's see if we can get a feel for custom stems. Let me run a route that could use a good custom stem, like a curl. So, I think we have to hit triangle, and then the receiver, and then custom stem is L1. And now I'm holding L1, and then by moving up or down on the left stick, I can change the distance of his route. So it's obvious to see how a curl would work. Can I change this flat route? I wouldn't expect it. How about the tight end's little sit route here in the middle? Doesn't seem it's letting me do that one. Whoa. I can custom stem that swing route? So I can, like, force this to be a backwards pass, but I don't have an option to, like, throw it from there, but that is an option. That's weird. You can custom stem the swing. He's going way back there. I don't recommend that one. Oh, they got the cards. What are you doing? Let's see if we can change a slant. I don't think so. So you could, like, turn it into a skinny post or something if that was an option, but not. I'm guessing you can't custom stem a route that has built-in motion. I can't change squares. But this in route works. How about the comeback? Let's say I want to, like, mess around with that. That's a route I should be able to do it, in my opinion, but they don't let me. So we're going to have to get used to what routes they will let you custom stem. This is an option route for square. I don't think it would let me. It does. That's cool. I'd also love to know if option routes can be trusted, if they actually know what to do. Because I feel like option routes in Madden are a bad idea to trust. I want to know what the high step celebration option is here. That's left. It does feel a lot more based on physics. Like, I've talked about how much more smooth the game feels, about how it feels like they're being forced into animations. Like, I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's happening somewhere, but in areas where I mainly focus on it, like when you're throwing the ball and a guy, like, you know, his feet kind of warp to a spot so he can do a specific catch animation, that's not what I'm seeing. It definitely feels a lot smoother in regards to physics. It blends animations much better than Madden. So I'm very impressed with that so far. I've been asked about creating your own player here. So we can edit rosters. Oh, that's interesting. They're actually going to have updates? I wasn't sure if they would update rosters. When it comes to editing players, you are not able to edit, like, names. I didn't think they would. Like, this bio is uneditable. And it looks like the ratings are as well. So I don't know what you can actually edit. Maybe just apparel. I do think that the sacrifice we have to make if we want player likenesses and names is that we're not going to get customization like this. And I wonder if that perhaps played a role in the game not coming to PC, because on PC you have less control there, and maybe they wanted an environment where they would have complete control. And being on a closed system like console will keep things to kind of their legal requirements. They don't have to police things and, manage user content in that way. So I think the only way to make players then would be in Road to Glory or like a team builder creation, but we don't have a lot of info on team builder yet. Okay, Road to the College Football Playoff is an online mode. Interesting. Hopefully no issues with offline Dynasty. We have seen some issues over the years with offline franchise and Madden. I'm just taking a look at things now. Importing 11,390 players. I'm just looking to get into here to mess around. This is not anything I'm actually looking to do. You can customize conferences straight away. That's kind of nice. The overalls I'm noticing in this menu are very different from what I was seeing on the exhibition screen. Like Buffalo had a 64 overall offense there. Thank you, NerdStop, for the super chat very much. Hey, as they said, every team is someone's favorite team. Chris, what do you mean check Twitter? You know what my mentions look like the last couple days with this game coming out? Check for the slow sim bug. Oh. Camera's in the way? That's better. The slow sim bug is bad? Is it what I've experienced in the past, where it just kind of keeps you in the game at that point? Is it just like in Madden, or was it worse? Oh, team builder details are coming later this week. Yeah, we're supposed to get the site on the 19th. I don't know if we're getting like details before that or whatever. Because, like, if the slow sim bug is the same way, like, if it's the same that I've seen before, I can live with that. I just didn't want to see it worse. You're also able to edit the division or conference rules. That's pretty cool. Championship game at Ford Field. Yeah, who are Buffalo's rivals? Does it show somewhere in here who they are? I was really curious about that. I'm just going to pick Minnesota here as I just want to get into mess around with stuff. Mid-game saves. I haven't seen that. How many minute quarters do you think is realistic? I mean, I'd probably start with like my Saints franchise settings, and I forget what they are. It's either 12 or 13 minutes and like 15 or 14-second runoff. I can't remember off the top of my head what exactly they are, but I know the college game might be a little bit different, and what I'm going to do is simulate in Dynasty and see about how many plays a game other teams are having. And once I find the average, I'm going to try to use settings that get me to that average so that the stats at least match and that I'm not running a bunch more plays in the CPU or a bunch less. Hey, Kane, I'm from the UK, and I'm wondering what team I should support in college sports, as I don't want to be a bandwagon. Any ideas? From the UK, you want to know what team you should support. There's a lot of options. I mean, if you just don't want to pick one of the best teams, then cross out like Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State. No one's going to say you're a bandwagon if you pick Fordham. Fordham's not in the game, though. Kentucky. I mean, yeah, there's so many options. As far as, like, good options, I don't know enough about these teams to say that this team would be an ideal choice or whatever. A lot of people are saying Kentucky because their abbreviation is UK. And that is pretty good reasoning, you have to admit. Preseason top 25. So just like in NCAA 14, you got recruiting right away. You can customize your schedule in season 1, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure I have a need to do that in my series, but I like that it's an option. Especially if like you're playing this game in a year and you want to like switch up the schedule. Coach abilities, coach XP goals. Let's see some coach abilities. I'd like to look at the information on a motivator. Yes, I wanted to see somebody who gets the most out of their players. So this is what I like to see. More XP when players level up. That's the Master Motivator Coach ability. Yeah, there's so many things to get used to here. I'm not used to new features like this. Everybody on this staff has the Master Motivator. I'm planning on creating Kalispell to have in the game. I don't think they'll be in my dynasties because we have to wait before we can even work with Team Builder. but I wanted to have them made, so perhaps at some point I can do something with them. I wanted to recreate the Year 1 Kalispell team, so if any of you wanted to take that Year 1 roster and do your own Dynasty, you have that option. I think it'd be fun, and maybe down the road I can figure out something I'd want to do with that creation. Case Keenum. That's cool. You check out the records and they actually have the player names. And I love that you can check out the records by team. I knew you could do that in the last game too, but I play more Madden and I'm not used to that feature. And when I play with Kalispell, I didn't have the ability to give them fresh record books. I had to take over a record book from an existing school. That's really neat. Pull up Hawaii so we can just see Colt Brennan everywhere. Oh. Oh no, Timmy Chang has 17,072 yards. I thought Colt Brennan would have all their career marks. There, we got passing yards in a season and passing touchdowns in a season. How about teams I'm planning on using in my series? If I take over Buffalo on the main channel, I want to see the career records. I want to rewrite the record books in this dynasty. 4,049 rushing yards. Challenge accepted. Brad Kaya has the most yards. That's right. I remember when he was getting hyped up a little bit as a prospect. About a year before he, whatever, attempt to go pro. I think he had, wasn't he like a late pick or undrafted with the Lions? Santana Moss. Man, Duke Johnson's their all-time leading rusher? Really? You know how many good running backs they had in the 2000s on the same roster? Now, I get it. Like, career records favor those that play at a spot longer. But who was it all at the same time? Like, Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, and I think one more guy. We're all on the same Hurricanes roster. At running back. I'm not sure if it was those 3 plus 1. Because Edgerrin James would have been in the 90s. Some of the records aren't like 100% accurate. For real? Ed Reed, Michael Irvin. I think having the game records by school too is also extremely cool. And I'm really hoping when you pick a team builder team that the record books are clean. Leonard Hankerson. He's a receivers coach right now. I don't know. He was with Washington. Maybe he's with the San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco receivers coach. It's our favorite pastime, everybody. Brand new game, but the love for just sitting down and looking at an old list of names and numbers. This is what being a sports fan is all about. It's about looking at the 2006 NFL Draft Wikipedia, going down the rabbit hole and clicking through a bunch of fourth rounders. Why didn't Malik Willis have the Liberty records? Oh, he did, for pass touchdowns in a game. Antonio Gandy Golden. What's Bama's record book look like? Bryce Young, Sean Alexander, Devontae Smith, 2 game records, 15 catches in 1 game. Tua had 6 touchdowns. Surprisingly, a lot of these game records are very recent. Let's go season on them. Bryce Young, most passing yards in a season. Derrick Henry, 2,200 yards. Amari Cooper in 2014. Well, that'd be the first year of the playoff, correct? He was catching like 10 balls a game. Not quite, but probably 9. Samuel, back as a member. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, we need to see some Reggie Bush records. Let's slide on over to USC. Caleb Williams has some records. Marquise Lee has a couple. Dwayne Jarrett. I remember watching highlights of Dwayne Jarrett in school when the Vikings had like, what was it, the number 7 pick? And I was like picking between Dwayne Jarrett and Adrian Peterson for who I wanted them to take. Man, 301 catches for James Prochet. That's like a bell cow running back workload. And he didn't average 10 yards a catch. So this must have just been screen, 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 slant, hitch, screen. I can't look at every record book right now, but that is enjoyable. I'm curious where it shows like what star caliber the programs are. No one told me they had XP sliders in this. I guess that's going to be something I have to play with. Just looking at all the settings you got in here. Coach firing can be on or off. Coach XP speed setting. Wear and tear. Keep it on. Where were you able to edit? Yeah, quarter length and accelerated clock. And then the minimum play clock time. Perfect. Yeah. These menus are feeling very smooth, yes. Like, it's as fast as I can hit the button, basically. Now, where is it showing the... team calibers, I wonder? Are we just listening to the same song on repeat? I thought I built the playlist. No. I wonder what that more information tab was. Oh, others receiving votes. Gotcha. Let's see the stories page here. Is there nothing more than just this right now? Just experimenting here. So how can I see players that have me in like their top 5 only? Is there like a filter like in the last game? Search. You have to hit triangle and then interest in your school. Let's do top 5. And then sort by rating. Pretty intuitive. You know, going through these menus sometimes in NCAA took a while. Especially going in and out and changing filters and such. Then once a player is on the board, then we get a little bit of information on them here. We can do some scouting right now and offer a scholarship. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to get started with my actual dynasties. So can I look at just like running backs? Same weight ranges as you would look at in like NCAA 14. No 250 plus pound running backs. So these search filters are the same that we're used to. Want to sim to the next week. I've played a couple games already. I'm just taking a look at some stuff in Dynasty right now. Y'all know how it is. Weekly advanced summary. We got players and their risk of transfer. Interesting. One thing I'd like them to bring back that used to be in the older games is the ability to go and watch like the other games that other teams are playing. Not that I would do that much, but like when there is a like national championship I'm not part of, I'd like to be able to spectate it just as the option. Here we get the stars at least for teams, so I was curious like where the teams I'm picking this year are. On the second channel, I'm taking the Miami Hurricanes, who are a 4-star program. It's a lot more established, but they haven't been great in a long time. On the main channel, much more of a project. I'm looking to take over the Buffalo Bulls, who are a 1.5 star. Not even a 2, just 1.5. FCS East is that first opponent. Missouri on my birthday? Yikes. Yeah, I guess there isn't a 6-star. Yeah, no 6-star, but there are half-star increments, so that's pretty cool. So I'm able to choose the redshirt players before we even begin, or is it because I haven't played a game yet? What's cool now about red shirts is players can still play in up to 4 games and still be redshirted. So you can like try a guy out at the end of the year for a few games. If say it's a lost season and you just want to get a look at some young players, that's pretty cool. Very new. Curious what it looks like when I sim through a game week. How fast is the simming? It's not bad. I like how they've done that, like, kind of a morale system of sorts where players, you know, don't like certain aspects of the team and how that can change and lead to the transfer portal. The portal was something I was worried about because, like, if you didn't put in the proper AI, it could be a negative instead of a positive in Dynasty. But from what I've seen so far, I like how they've gone about it. The box score screen to me is cleaner than Madden's. We go here a lot for my second channel rebuilds when we're simulating games and looking to see how games went that we missed. And this is a lot more informative on one page without scrolling, so that's kind of nice. We don't need all those decimal points over here. I think it'd be cool if on the right side you could also see like their season stats and cycle through that when you're checking out this box score. But this is still pretty good feedback. What's the music right now? Oh, this one's in the YouTube audio library. It's called Hot Heat. Keeps track of all those numbers here, even with the simulated games. That's pretty cool. So you can see the full history of your coaching career. I love that. A classic up there with wet water. Yeah, that's a banger right there. All right, so that's a little taste of what there is in Dynasty. I think I'd like to play another game now. Let's get back on the field. How about that? I want to play against one of the best teams in the game. I want to face Ohio State. Who do I want to control? I don't want to use necessarily a great team. Like, I've had an easier time in those first two games. I'd like a pretty good challenge here. Give me Arkansas. Probably play this game, and then I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to go eat and figure out my next move. I'm not sure what I'm doing the rest of the day. If I want to try out Road to Glory or what my plan is going to be. But I want to first thank y'all for checking out the stream today. If you're new around here and you're enjoying the live stream and you want to see what my Dynasty content is all about, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And remember, I'm making content on this channel as well as my second Mr. Hurricane LP. I'll be doing 2 Dynasties. They'll have a very different feel and just a very different approach to them. But for a more traditional Dynasty experience, you're already on the right channel. And don't forget, everybody, to leave a like if you haven't done so already. And let's play some more College Football 25, Arkansas and the Buckeyes. I need to figure out who I'm playing with in Road to Glory. Like, if I do some streaming here with it, what position would you guys like to see? And you know what? I want to try classic passing in this game just to see what it's like for one game. Punter, halfback, corner, wide receiver, middle linebacker. I'm getting every position recommended. How are you already low composure? We just started. I guess we're in Ohio State, but a nice run. I noticed like it's popping up player names above our score bug. There we go. Off to a good start. Ooh, got him outside, and a gain of 6. Showing some stats there quickly after the play from time to time. Neat little touch there. Ooh. Now let's see if we can convert on third. Ooh. Thought that was a pretty decent attempt there, and we stall out. We're going to go for it. We've had a decent little opening drive, but we need 3. I don't even know my icons on the left side. Wow, that worked, and it's a first down. Go hurry up here. Uh-oh. Now we're in some trouble. That's a sack. Yeah, they've changed like different hurry up mechanics in games. Like you shouldn't have, realistically you wouldn't have access to your entire playbook when you're doing that. So you got to stay in that formation, and I do prefer that as a change, but I understand if you'd rather have the whole playbook. Okay. Handled the pressure. Ice in our veins, 3-0. I wasn't sure there. That meter was really shaking. How do you back out of it after a play for hurry up in turbo? So in the coach adjustments, you can, like activate your tempo so that it automatically goes into that hurry up. I don't know if there is an option for you to like, no, we actually want to huddle this time, even though we can do hurry up. Like if you have an incomplete pass or something, you'll come back to the play call menu and then you can change it. But I'm not sure if there's a way to interrupt it. Ooh, this is trouble. Judkins out the back door, and he is going to go down to the 6. 52 yards. I wanted to see some difficulty going up against Ohio State, and here we are. Didn't take long. It's dumped outside, and we're all over that. I like that it's bringing up, like, not random, but the opposite of random. Like, that guy made a tackle, so they're showing his stuff there in the corner. We knock that away. Now can we keep him out of the end zone? He's going to bail. Sprint and get in. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Yeah, I have not played in the elements yet. I have seen the snow. It's like the same snow that's in Madden, which I don't like. I like the NCAA 14 snow where it actually covers the field. It's harder to read the numbers and everything. That's how I want it to be. I have done like one play of slow simulation just to make sure it was in the game and worked. So that was good to see, obviously. I've come to rely on that feature for the second channel. They keep screwing up my icons. Oh, I screwed up, I think. My bad. This place is about to explode. Buckeyes get 2 touchdowns quickly like that. We're going to have to see if our composure can maintain through this rough start. What are your plans when Team Builder is released? I appreciate that super chat. My plan is to recreate Season 1 Kalispell. And if it's easy and quick, I might even do like a late series Kalispell version. But I would like to do a year 1 and have them available in the game for anybody who wants to play with them. And maybe down the road, I'll find something I want to do with them myself after all these years. Thank you for all the super chats today, everybody. Your support's been awesome with over 1,000 people in here the entire time. Man, I really want to be able to see my icons. It's so much easier to just run the ball because I don't have to throw. It's taking me a lot more time at the line of scrimmage, too, because I'm, like, waiting to see if they give me my icons, so I'm kind of risking delay a game in some instances. So that element of home field does feel pretty good. How can we quiet them down? These guys, the crowd won't shut up. Yeah, that Mizzou game is going to be real rough. I'm curious how the other ones will go. Hear the crowd chant. Do I prefer classic passing? In general, just because it's more ratings based, I may. But I've wanted to try out both. I'll make a decision on that sometime. We're getting some first downs, though. We can move. There we go. We're keeping it really simple here because, like, I don't even know my icons on most of these plays, so I don't want to call, like, long developing difficult plays, but all these first downs have now quieted the crowd a bit. So that could easily change. Diving grab. Nice. We're lulling them to sleep right now. What do I look for in a team to rebuild? Just the different ways that can be challenging and offer me like fun team building opportunities. If there's like, you know, a bunch of seniors and I have a chance to bring in a bunch of guys that can play immediately, or if there's a certain position that is very weak, or if they play certain teams I think would be fun and challenging to face often. There we go. Touchdown, Razorbacks. The Hogs are in this one. One thing I forgot to mess around with here is the fact that I can, before choosing my play, choose what coverage shell I want to try showing pre-snap. So if I want to play this Tampa 2 but have a cover 3 appearance, there we go. That's another really cool feature that I love that they brought. And especially in the head-to-head game, I think that's going to make the chess match even more interesting. Cover 0. I want to see... Okay. It kind of does look like, the safeties are prepared to play off-man coverage, and then we get burned here for a big gain. Travion Henderson. That is cool. I like that you can do that. And there's a lot of reasons you'd still want to do it, even against the CPU. If you want to be able to show cover 3 to have an extra man in the box, for instance, to defend against the run, but you're okay, playing like a cover 2 in that style. Sometimes when I feel like I can't stop the run, I just pick cover 3 because I can get an 8-man box that way, even if I don't actually want to play true cover 3 if they're passing. So, a little more options now. That's a big deal. How many picks we throw today? Almost none. Right, guys? Thank you, Andrew, for the super chat. Started your Kalispell series a few days ago. Loving it so far. There are over 200 episodes in that series. Enjoy. Can't believe I did a 200-plus episode Dynasty. There was a lot of things we could do when there wasn't a college football game for 11 years, right? Am I going to test wear and tear? I'm probably not going to do anything specific to test it. I'm more so just trying to observe it. Touchdown, Ohio State. But I have seen a couple interesting things with it so far. A guy taking a huge hit and having like -9 carrying and -12 break tackle. Like, it's definitely in there. It has an impact. I'm still kind of getting used to how I can manage the feedback of it and everything, but it's a feature I've been very, very excited about. This is live, Mike. Indeed it is. I think there are meant to be more broken tackles in this game. It's college football. The tackling is not going to be cleaner like it is in the NFL. They definitely have a lot of changes that make it feel more college-like. It's a faster game, and there probably will be a lot more broken tackles. What has surprised me is the coverage ability of defense. I feel like that's actually a little bit tighter than even I would want it. Because college football, you have a lot more scoring and everything. It's a more wide open game, and coverage skill is probably not up to the same level of the playmaker skill on offense. So I might even look at loosening coverage with tweaking some things. But I'm not going to make any decisions yet. Don't even know what my play is anymore. Someone's going to get hurt here. Yes. Calm under pressure, guys. Ooh, they're playing way off. Give me that. And I'm taking this upfield. Trying to keep this crowd quiet if we can. I think on the surface, it's easy to say that it looks like Madden, because in a lot of ways it does, and there are some similarities. But I would say the main thing is just it feels smoother while being faster. I think I just high-stepped or something. I need to make sure I know my moves. We have had the ball, it feels like, all game. Man, the little bit I've run outside zone feels like much better than in Madden. Outside zone in Madden feels atrocious. Ooh! I like the running game feel, guys. I can't get those hitches. Calling timeout. There we go, right by him. Down to the 1. Oh, no! We gotta get out of here. I don't want to try a goal line fade, just see what it looks like. Was not successful, so we'll try to pound this in now with the run. There! I thought we had it. Here we go, guys. At the 1. Stadium is rocking. Uh-oh. Got it. Did you see him throw away that dude in front of me? There's a flea flicker out of eye tight. Yeah, and these like plays like the RPOs and whatnot feel very smooth. That didn't work, but yeah, I'm enjoying playing offense a lot. Arkansas is a 255-pound running back, though. I'm going to have to get familiar. Which passing do you prefer? Honestly, I've barely noticed the difference. I may have to keep going back and forth to see what I actually prefer. I'm not rebuilding Arkansas in this series. I'm just trying out a few different teams and getting some exhibition games in. This is my third of the day. Time to throw. We knocked that down. Do we know, is he like a scrambling quarterback? Like, do we know anything about him that would make him prone to, like, scrambling often? I do like seeing quarterbacks take off to go get what's there. Yeah, I noticed you can mess with the lead pass settings. I just wasn't sure exactly what I was tweaking. But that is good. Oh, he has the pull down badge, I noticed there. I thought their quarterback was McCord. Where's Kyle McCord? Was he not good? Oh, it's field goal time. Syracuse. Oh. Well then. You know, I think with this game, though, I'm actually going to get to know a lot more of the players around college football. Like, most of the time on, like, Saturdays, I'll have some games on, but oftentimes I'm doing something and I'm not watching super closely, and I'm not always watching the same teams every week. Like, I haven't watched a lot of Minnesota in a while because there's usually a more intriguing game on. Like, yes, I would say I'm a Minnesota fan, but I'm not really a fan the way I am of the Vikings, where I'll just watch every game and I'll let them make me upset regardless. I did watch a little bit of UTSA last year. I remember watching a couple of their games. I think every time I turned them on, they were losing. And, like, they were pretty good. So I had pretty bad luck with that. I am still enjoying the gameplay. I'm seeing a lot of stuff that I like. Getting a pretty good challenge here from the Buckeyes. So, Will Howard, was he at a did he just transfer to Ohio State? Because why does K-State come into my head? I must have known his name from somewhere. Okay. I feel like I played against him in the UTSA series. That's why. Yeah, stopping the Ohio State ground game. You might as well give up, to be honest. I think I'm still showing cover 0 every play. Where's the wear and tear on that? I like that little short motion. You know, in Madden, one thing I haven't liked is on those, like, short motions, the animation takes forever. Because the receiver is, like, whatever. He's getting into position, and he's like, Like, why does it take 3 seconds? It should just be a quick little motion. Ordering a pizza, guys, going pepperoni sausage. What should the third topping be? Lately, I've been getting bacon on all my pizzas. I just had a pepperoni, sausage, and bacon pizza 2 days ago. It was really good. My go-to pizza combination lately. Pepperoni, bacon, green bell peppers. Howard in trouble. Howard gonna run. First down. He stuck with it. I thought he was gonna slide. Get green peppers for your third. I would say bacon or green bell peppers for sure. Pepperoni, sausage, and mushrooms type of dude. I've never been one for the toadstools. Maybe one day. I'm enjoying watching the CPU running backs like try to make things happen. And the way they navigate the hole and will sometimes break out a juke or a spin. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza because the juice gets everywhere. And so like bites that don't even have pineapple taste like pineapple. I understand you could probably use fresh pineapple that maybe wouldn't do the same thing as canned, but I guess I've had too many bad experiences with canned pineapple on pizza. Pineapple is not elite. It's a good fruit, but I don't think we can call pineapple elite. Got it. Like, if you think pineapple's elite, you probably thought Joe Flacco was elite. Yeah, I've seen the canned pineapple on pizza. There are people out there. Pineapple is a third string topping. Like, nobody thinks pineapple is like just solid. Either people are just like freaks for it, or they want nothing to do with it. I've thrown that pick a lot in Madden. Oops. Yeah, I gotta stop, like, thinking the linebacker's just gonna stand there and stay at his depth. I'm not accounting for them running downhill at the ball. That's why I keep throwing that pick. It's like I'm, in my head, I think I'm throwing a pass to a snapshot, and the players are just going to stay where they are. Let's be real, though. That was the quarterback's fault. Bad pass. Andrew, do I have news for you? There will be one. Planning on starting it tomorrow on the second channel. Canned pineapple level throw there. Down to the 5. Blackjack made me a really good team builder on NCAA 14. And the team name was the Pineapples. It was the high school I had Michael Tate go to in that Road to Glory on the second channel. It was basically Miami Hurricane colors. Howard's going the other way. He's got no receiver over there. Here's what I don't get when it comes to pizza. Like, some places understand how simple a cheese pizza is. So what they'll do is they'll be like, all right, we're putting like 7 different cheeses on this pizza. And I'm like, that's a brilliant idea. This is really good. Just make that all the other pizzas too. I want my pepperoni, bacon, green pepper pizza on a 7 cheese dish. Like, we can bring those together. That was an elite take. I think I should stop there. Quit while I'm ahead. I think I can bring everybody together with that opinion. Opinion on cheese stuffed crust. I've always liked stuffed crust a lot because it's like having pizza and breadsticks without ordering breadsticks. Not exactly. It's obviously a cheese stick, but I've always liked stuffed crust. But I feel like all my stuffed crust pizzas, I'm not sure I've ever had one. Stuffed crust is kind of more of like a fast food pizza. Like I would get them from Pizza Hut or like a DiGiorno. I feel like I have never had a premium stuffed crust experience. I would like to know what that is like. Maybe it's similar to eating like a Chicago style pizza where you have an entire block of cheese and your digestive system is screaming out for dear life. I'm much more of a thin crust pizza guy now because I find thick pizza to be really heavy and I don't handle it as easily as I did when I was 15 years old. These Buckeyes have come to play. I know it's under the sauce when you're talking Chicago. I've had some Chicago pizza. I had a friend from the area send me one. He ordered it for me from a place, a big place, I think Giordano's. Came packed in dry ice. The first step when I cooked it was to microwave it for like 15 minutes. And I was like, how is this real? Do I like Chicago style? I do. But I don't get it very often because I don't prefer very thick pizza. I like a good New York pizza the most. How much NIL should we give Leon Daniels Jr.? Well, you know he's got to be driving around in a Lamborghini. And he's got to have a nice place to stay. And he's got to have another car for during the week. The Lamborghini only comes on the weekends. So I approximate at least $1.5 million. We can get him a used Lamborghini. Best barbecue in Texas, Kane, that I've had is Salt Lick. I do like Detroit deep dish pizza too, yes. Detroit pizza is very good, underrated, underappreciated, and underrepresented Why don't you see more Detroit pizza places? It's a pretty good idea. Detroit pizza is very, maybe I'd be off base with this, but it's somewhat similar to like Sicilian. It's a little bit thicker. I just can't slow these dudes down. I love pasta. Yes, absolutely. I could eat pasta every day if I didn't also crave like a brisket and a cheeseburger. Well, I thought he was going to pitch that out. It looked open to me. How often do you still go and get Culver's? 2 weekends ago I did, but it was the first time this year. Chicken Alfredo. I really want some chicken Alfredo. I'm going to have to convince my wife that we need to have that soon. We're getting blown out, boys. Richard Hudick should be the coach of one of your teams in this game. I need to bring back a winner. I've had a lot of losing on my series for the past year. Madden 24 decided it was going to give me the toughest experience of my YouTube career. I'm washed. Am I much of a cook? Not really. I wouldn't say so. I want to know more about my 250-pound running back. 235, 199, 252. Braylon Russell, it's time for you to get in the game. Oh, yeah, I have a 91 speed quarterback. I didn't even realize that. That's the trouble with not knowing these teams like a lot of you true college football fans. Maybe I will get there. I like college football, but I'm not like... I obviously have like no knowledge of the rosters and stuff. Like I know a few of the names. I know who Travis Hunter is. I knew I liked Marshawn Lloyd, and then the Packers drafted him, so that kind of ticked me off a little bit. Uh-oh, get out of here. Where did Rocket Sanders go? I forget. He was drafted this year, correct? I can't remember where he was drafted to. Yeah. 91 speed finally getting used. South Carolina in the portal? I thought he might have been drafted. I like him. On the screen. These receiver screens are going to be a lot of fun in this game, I feel. Rocket Sanders, South Carolina. Got it. Yep, we're going. Man, I like that little start and stop. Didn't go anywhere ultimately. Give me a couple weeks being able to see the rosters in this game and whatnot, and I'll know a few more players. It's so much easier once I faced them once in Dynasty. There are so many players that I know because I faced them like once in UTSA or something. This is exhibition. I want floated over that linebacker. Oh. We handed my first loss here in this game. A lot of my answers in Immaculate Grid are people I learned about in your series. I like a little Immaculate Grid. And then I like decide I'm going to do like a long shot guess off a hunch I feel. And then it gets wrong and I close it. I'm like, oh, I think this guy played here. I'm going to get a 0.1% first guess of the game. Wrong. All right. I'm gone. South Carolina has a 6'5", 240-pound receiver with 99 speed and acceleration. Excuse me. I need more info on that. Messes me up when I think Ben Tate played for the Rams, though. No, Ben Tate, you use him for Browns-Vikings. He played like one game with the Vikings. He drops everything, though. You know what? I think we live with that at 6'5", 99 speed. Nicholas Harbor runs a 10-1 100-meter dash. This is America. We speak in yards. No, that's pretty fast. Quit chasing me upfield like this. He burned me for an 80-yard touchdown in my only game. Pierre Thomas on the Vikings from the Madden 12 series. Had an awesome playoff game while Adrian Peterson was hurt. I remember Adrian getting hurt. I forgot that I had Pierre Thomas, though. Do you guys remember when I had Terrell Owens in the Raiders series? That's a random one that comes into my mind often. When I had, like, Danny Amendola and Terrell Owens. I was just cobbling together a weird team there. Up top! Oh! Couldn't come down with it. I did trade for Larry Fitzgerald on the Vikings, and I wish that they had copied me at some point. Well, guys, my win streak had to end eventually. I think trying out one of the naval or the military academy offenses would be a lot of fun. To see how, like, the option game feels. That's a good idea. Oh, I like this. Yep, I've been playing on Heisman. That was the toughest game I've played so far. I've played against Minnesota and Colorado and then Ohio State. So I've kind of climbed the ladder a bit in terms of what I thought would be a tough offense to face. It's gotten harder each time, but the Ohio State one was much more unforgiving. I love seeing this. Ohio State threw it 16 times on me, and then they ran it. Of course, that included 7 runs from Howard, but they had 17 handoffs, and they used 2 running backs. I'm so tired of in Madden, they don't run the ball. Oh yeah, I took a few sacks in this game. Let me see this breakdown here. That was a rough game for me. I want to see my quarterback numbers. 22 with 33. I still got, sacks taken away from quarterback rushing yards. That's like my least favorite thing in college football. Super important with the wear and tear. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow, that was a very fun introduction to the game. I've got a few games in. I've checked out some things in Dynasty. Think I'm going to take a break and have some dinner, and then I don't know what I'm doing the rest of the night. If I will get started on working on a video. If I end up streaming again, just subscribe to the channel and you will see if that indeed does happen again. I do plan on streaming again tomorrow, where I will probably look to get into Road to Glory. I would like to just play around with that, see what the experience is like, and to do something a little bit different. And I haven't done Road to Glory in a long time, so I at least wanted to do one stream focused on that. When I do a full game again, I definitely want to play with like Army or anybody that runs the option. Maybe I'll do like an Army-Navy game and just kind of see what that's like, because I'd like to know what the CPU does when they run those types of offenses. But thank you all for watching my first stream of College Football 25. There's a lot to look forward to in this game. So far, a few games in, I'm just going to keep repeating myself, but I think it's a smoother, refined version of the modern Madden gameplay. There are a lot of things that I can take away from it that I think are a step forward from even Madden 24. And I think they've done a pretty good job in giving this game its own identity and a good starting point for bringing this series back. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. There will be much more College Football 25 on the way. It's the opening week. You'll be seeing a lot of me. But take care, everybody, and I will catch you all later. And thank you for all the feedback, comments, super chats, everything. Y'all have been great. I'll be back for more later.